Okay, everyone, let's get started. Right off the bat, we're in a new chapter, chapter 35. Today is Thursday, the 4th of Adar Sheni. We're starting chapter 35, and the Rebbe is going to get into describing more clearly what the entire verse, which the entire Tanya is based on. At the very beginning of Tanya, the Tanya describes that the whole Sefer is based on a particular verse in Devarim, which the verse says in Devarim ki karov elecha, because it's close to you, hadavar ma'oid, the thing very much, beficha, in your mouth, ubalevavacha, and in your hearts, la soso, to do it. Okay, so that's the verse that Tanya is based on. The thing is very close to you. Ki karov elecha, it's close to you. Hadavar ma'oid, the thing is very close to you, ma'oid, in your mouth and your hearts to do it. Okay, now let's jump right in. Vihine, and behold, Tosefis be'ir, to add further explanation, tevas la sosa, the words to do it. Okay, what does it mean to do it? The gam of it, and also to understand. Ma'at, a little bit, mizir, tachlis brias habenonim, and also to understand in a little way the purpose, tachlis, the purpose, brias, creation of the Beinoni. Pardon me. Now, what is a Beinoni? This book is called Sefer Tanya. It's also called Sefer Shel Beinonim, and the book of the intermediaries. And the Alter Rebbe began the Sefer by defining the Beinoni. And the Beinoni is somebody, even though he's called intermediate, in the definition provided in Tanya, this intermediate person is someone that actually does not sin in thought, speech, and action. And the reason, therefore, that he's not therefore called a tzaddik is because even though he is fulfilling everything and there's no avera, but there is an opposing force that he has to war against inside of himself, his nefesh bahamias, his animal soul, but he's always victorious and does the right thing, comes out on top. All right, so um, so the author Rebbe is going to ask, what is the purpose of creating this Beinoni? Okay, Yeridas Nishma Sehem Le'olamazeh, and the descent of their souls to this world. What's God's intent over here? The Beinoni is dressed up. The soul gets dressed up in an animal soul. Shemaha Klipa, from the Klipa, which means the shell, the Sitra Achra, and the other side, right? So the soul comes down into a shell. Since Shalo Yuchlo Lishalaka Koyamehem, the Beinoni is not going to be able to sort of send this shell away and conquer it, okay, all his days. Ula duchuta min koima, and he's not going to be able to displace it from its place, machalal hasmali, from the left part of the heart, shebalevid, that's in this heart, from the left side in the heart. So what does it mean, the left side in the heart? Because the idea is that the Sitra Achra, the other side, the opposing side, that's that's on the left, and the divine side, that part's on the right. So these two forces are at war, as we discussed previously, and the Benoni, the intermediate man, is not going to ever really conquer fully the opposing force. Okay, Shluya alo memena, so that what? So that that other side, the left side, will not bring thoughts to the mind. Okay, they will. The left side will continue to bring to the mind things which are not in the spirit of Torah mitzvahs. Why? Kibahusa vatsmusa shal bahami, because the essence of being of the animal soul, shemaha klipa, which is from the klipa, the shell, ki it is tikpa igvurata etzlam katolata. It is in its full strength and potency, like at birth. Okay, here he is doing Torah mitzvahs, and he's restraining himself and restraining the animal, and yet it doesn't really cause the animal to weaken. It still will wants what it wants and seeks what it wants, and it's a full power. Okay, so it's at full power. So why is this Beinoni called a Beinoni? I mean, what's his what is his ma'ala? What's his quality, the Beinoni, this intermediate man? Well, he has a very powerful quality, and that is that the levushecha, the raksha levushecha, the garments, his thought, speech, and action of this person, eina mitlavshim begufam kaniz. They don't. The garments of the animal soul do not get dressed up in his thought, speech, and action. Okay, so the garments of the animal soul, which wants what it wants, and it does not find expression. And basically, he's fulfilling the Torah requirements at every turn. So, so now the Alter Rebbe is going to ask a question to Vim Kane, if that's the case, Lama zeh yardev nishmo seihim le'lemazeh, why did their souls come down to this world, the Agia, the Rik Chas v'Shalom, to struggle for nothing? He's going to be at this war his whole life, never to be victorious in the war. Lilachem, to go to war, call Yemehem his whole days, Ima Yetzer, with the opposing force, below Yachlo low, and he's not going to conquer. He's not going to be able to conquer it. The opposing force within himself. So what is he doing here then? So now the Alter Rebbe is going to begin to answer that question. So this sounds like not such good news for the Beinoni, okay? And let this be his consolation. Let this be his consolation for the Beinoni. Lenachamam bekifalayim, lekushia, to comfort them in a double measure. The Alter Rebbe is going to show that this situation, I guess he's going to be, where he's setting it up, to let there be a double consolation to the Beinoni. And they will rejoice their hearts in Hashem, Hashochin, who dwells etam with them, betoch Toratam, amongst their Torah, uva'avodatam, and in their servants. Okay, so, i.e., note from Rabbi Weinberg, the explanation will show them how to find comfort and joy in the godly light that abides within them when they study the Torah and engage in the service of Hashem. And that concludes today's Tanya. We'll continue tomorrow with how the Alter Rebbe is going to find for the Beinoni a double measure of comfort and joy in their service. See you tomorrow.